Have you ever been watching a cricket match and just seen a fast bowler let one rip? And the ball just curves through the air, completely bamboozling the batter. I mean, it seriously looks like magic, but it's actually this incredible mix of pure skill, a little bit of physics, and a whole lot of strategy. So today, let's pull back the curtain and really deconstruct the amazing art of swing bowling. It's the big question, isn't it? How on earth do they do it? You've got this hard leather ball, weighs just 156 grams, but in the hands of a master, it can swerve left or right like it has a mind of its own. Well, it's not magic, it's a craft, and we're going to break down exactly how they pull it off. So, let's just get a clear definition on the table. At its heart, swing bowling is all about making that cricket ball move sideways while it's in the air, before it even thinks about bouncing. It's a game of aerial deception, all about manipulating how the air flows around the ball to get it to curve off its straight line and, hopefully, find the edge of the bat. Okay, so to understand this deception, we have to start with the artist, the bowler themselves. What are they actually doing to make that ball dance? Believe it or not, it all starts in their hands, long before that ball is ever released. It really breaks down into three fundamental steps. First up, you've got the grip. The fingers are on top, kind of straddling that big, prominent seam, and the thumb is underneath, just for support. Second, and this is the key part, the seam. The seam is the steering wheel. The bowler tilts it in the exact direction they want the ball to swing. And finally, the release. It's a sharp flick of the wrist that creates backspin, and that backspin is absolutely crucial. And you know who explained this perfectly? The great West Indies fast bowler, Ian Bishop. He had this brilliant analogy. He called the seam a rudder. That backspin keeps the seam bolt upright, slicing through the air like the rudder on a boat. And it's that stable rudder that guides the ball on its incredible curved path. And that rudder can be pointed in two devastatingly different directions. For an outswinger, the bowler angles the seam away from the batter, making the ball curve away, hoping for that little nick. For an inswinger, they angle it inwards, and the ball darts back towards the batter, threatening their pads and the stumps. Just a tiny change in angle, with completely different, game-changing results. But here's the thing. The bowler's skill, that's only half the story. Often, their greatest partner in crime is the 22 yards of turf right under their feet. So let's dig into the science of the pitch. You hear it all the time from captains at the coin toss, right? They look down, see a little bit of green grass on that pitch, and their eyes just light up. It's almost a guarantee they're going to choose to bowl first. So what is it about a grassy pitch that gets fast bowlers so excited? Well, the answer comes down to some pretty simple physics: friction. See, on a normal dry pitch, the ball really grips the surface when it lands. It slows down a lot. But on what they call a green top, that layer of grass and moisture acts like a lubricant. There's way less friction, so the ball doesn't slow down. It just skids right through. And a fantastic way to picture this is to think about a carom board. You know when you sprinkle the powder on, that striker just glides across the surface with ridiculous speed. A cricket ball on a green pitch does the exact same thing. It just slides off the surface, hurrying the batter and giving them way less time to figure out what's going on. Okay, so let's put it all together. We've got the bowler's incredible skill to swing the ball and a pitch that's basically their best friend, helping it go faster. When you combine those two things, you don't just get a good delivery, you get a masterpiece of an attack. So threat number one is just that raw, unadulterated pace. Because the ball isn't being slowed down by the pitch, it gets to the batter quicker than they're expecting. All of the bowler's initial speed is preserved, turning a fastball into a genuine rocket at the batter's end. Then you've got the threat from below. Underneath that layer of grass, the clay soil is often baked rock hard. This turns the pitch into a kind of mini trampoline. So instead of a nice, predictable bounce, the ball can just leap off the surface at a sharp, nasty angle right up towards the batter's body. And now for the final, killer piece of the puzzle. You take the bowler's skill to move the ball sideways in the air. You add the extra pace from the pitch, and you throw in that steep, unpredictable bounce. All of a sudden, the batter is facing a three-dimensional problem. The ball is fast, it's swinging, and it's bouncing like crazy. It is an absolute nightmare. Mastering this triple threat, that's what separates the good bowlers from the truly great ones. So let's look at two absolute masters of the craft who perfected this art in very, very different ways. On one hand, you've got a guy like Australia's Mitchell Starc. His main weapon is just extreme, blistering pace. He'll use that raw speed to push the batter onto their back foot, and then bam, he'll unleash that lethal, late-swinging in-swinger aimed right at the stumps. But then, on the other end of the spectrum, you've got India's Bhuvaneswar Kumar.
He's not as quick, but he's a genius of subtle manipulation. He uses tiny, almost invisible changes in his action to swing the ball both ways. Two different approaches, both devastatingly effective.
And that's really the crucial point here. Swing bowling isn't just one thing. It's this beautiful, complex dance between an athlete's personal, incredible skill, their grip, their release, their deception, and their deep understanding of how to use the physics of their environment to their advantage. Which leaves us with a final question to chew on the next time you're watching a match. When you see a wicket fall to a perfect hooping delivery, what really did the damage? Was it the genius of the bowler's hand, or was it the hidden science of the 22 yards they were bowling on? It's something to think about.